The 184-year-old premier Madras Christian College will soon have its own innovation park, a first of its kind among arts and science colleges across the country. In fact, this is quite common only among IITs. And the idea behind this, a 26 crore contribution by the MRF group. In fact, the chairman and the vice chairman of this group are alumni of this college. And thank you all for your time, for joining us. Arun, if I can start with you. This is quite common among the IITs. Why do you think it's important for arts and science colleges to have this kind of a platform to nurture innovation and startup?
The education in Christian College has gone a long way, and Christian College has looking at newer and contemporary areas of education. And as you said, MCC is a liberal arts and science college. This will give a broad spectrum of education to all the students.
Professor Paul, specifically, what kind of students will this benefit?
Now the generation Z kids, generally they identify themselves, mostly around 62% of them, they identify themselves as innovators. So this would appeal to them, is my opinion, based on the data that is available in the literature. And I see with my own experience that most of the students are very much interested in towards exhibiting their skills. So I'm very sure that if it is integrated with the assessment patterns of Madras Christian College, that would go a long way and it will definitely benefit most of the students.
What's the roadmap in terms of how many startups you expect?
Okay, statistically speaking, the startup is like, out of 100 innovations, only one would end up as a startup. It's a worldwide statistics. And out of 10 innovations, one would end up as an incubation. So if we get one startup per year, that is a success story of the innovation park of Madras Christian College.
And what kind of expertise you plan to draw now?
Yeah, now the whole world is moving towards big data, so we are interested in getting into big data. So we plan to have a data analytics laboratory, and we also have a design lab, or we call it as a fabrication lab, fab lab, and we want to give opportunity for MCCNs who are good at writing. So we have like 12 to 16 variations of writing, and we would like to provide an ambience, a collaborative spaces for the students who are capable of writing.
Right. We also have the Higher Education Secretary, Ms. Apurva. Ma'am, do you think this could be a good model to replicate in colleges across Tamil Nadu now?
Yes, I think it's a good policy to replicate, because as such, Government of Tamil Nadu is working on a student startup policy. We are working on it. It should be out very soon. So we are talking about the incubations, and there are various forms of incubations happening. Something in the innovation, in a kind of a product. In a liberal arts and science, I think now there are avenues for everyone here. So this initiative is a welcoming move. Rather, it's an example for the liberal arts and science to replicate. And I think today the shift is happening more towards the liberal arts and science education. Once upon a time it was engineering, now the shift is happening to liberal arts. And then this year we are likely to go for 50% of the GER. That is, right. It's almost like developed countries in Tamil Nadu. So we expect more and more students to come forward, and these days children are very creative. Right. And they are innovators, and they really think ahead and plan ahead a lot. So I'm sure this will be motivation for others to replicate and follow.
Right. Mr. Mammen, is it a kind of a give back to your alma mater, to your college?
I guess so, because for me, my grandfather studied here. So my grandfather, my father, all have studied. So it is something like giving back. But we are proud to be coming back to our college and to see the college which I studied was so small. But today the strength is 6,000 odd students. It's phenomenal with all sorts of facilities. Right. That is a great thing which MCC is going to benefit.
There could be a competitor emerging for MRF from MCC now.
That my brother is going to handle it.
Right. And is it important for this kind of industry-institutional collaboration?
Yes, it is. I think so. When you have more and more companies, corporates coming into a liberal arts science college, this will be a catalyst for a other companies to come forward, and it'll greatly help the education in general in the whole of the country.
Also, tell us about how is the industry now after lockdown? Is it now bouncing back? Give us the larger picture.
Yes, it is coming back. I think so. The recovery is very clear, and we hope going forward will get even better.
Are you tracking the elections in Tamil Nadu?
Not yet, but very soon will.
All right. Thank you all very much for your time. Certainly a proud moment for MCC. Perhaps this could inspire many other colleges across the country to follow this path. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.